think as a consumer, as much as we love the product inside of the box, I think packaging and unboxings have become such a huge thing in the most recent years. And today, that statement applies hugely to what we're unboxing today. Now, just a quick one before we go ahead with the unboxing. If you are a sim racer, please feel free to join our simracing.gp community. Simracing.gp is a super awesome and super simple website for you as a sim racer to log into, and for me as a community owner to gather and rally all of my people together, get races, events, endurance races, sprints, any kind of race set up and ready for you guys. All you have to do is click the link in the description, click apply in the top right corner as soon as you get to the community page, type in the password that can be found in my Discord server, and then check out all the events that we have going on. It's completely free to use, it's super simple, so please do check out the link in the description and make sure you join our simracing.gp community. Okay, that's enough promotional talk. Let's get to the actual packaging itself. So we have the Fanatec GT3 McLaren rim. If they haven't made it apparent to you enough that it's from a McLaren, you've got one there, and then obviously you have a picture of the wheel itself with a big McLaren stapled across it. Now you probably will see that it does say designed for Xbox. I'll get into it in the actual unboxing itself, but all the button caps on the wheel itself can be replaced to like sim racing replica ones. But for now, they default give you the Xbox buttons. All right, let's go ahead and crack the box itself open. As usual, you're gonna get Fanatec's championship winning mentality kind of speech as soon as you open your product. So you've got it's tough at the top. As I said, Fanatec's championship winning mentality as soon as you're unboxing their product. So first of all, you're greeted by your stickers and your buttons. Like I said, there is all the buttons that you can replace on your wheel. So you have actual buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, lights, wipers, horn, all that kind of jazz. You can just take off the buttons that's already applied onto the wheel, pop these on, and to be honest, it'll probably look a lot better. You have your usual Fanatec branding and all your stickers. You have a Fanatec sticker that goes across the top of the wheel, and you have stickers for texts. So if you put your button on, you can put a bit of text underneath. There are markers on the wheel, which I will show you guys so you can line it up properly. And then you just have your quick start guide and all that kind of stuff, which obviously we're not going to read through. So then you're greeted by the wheel itself. Let's get this out of the box. Now, if you are a viewer of the stream, you guys will know that I'm going to cheat a little here, and I have been using this wheel actually for the past 3 to 4 months. So I kind of boxed it all back up to give you guys the fresh experience. So if you do get your own or you're just looking, I'll give you guys the same experience that if you purchase it, how you're going to get it boxed and the unboxing process that you're going to have to go through also. So let's get the wrapper off the wheel. And here it is, the McLaren GT3 Fanatec open wheel rim. Now, I will say that this, I think, is a plastic body, but it is wrapped or dipped, however they've done it, in kind of a carbon finish. So you can't see any fingerprints, any marks, or anything like that on the wheel. Just a general overview of the wheel itself. So you have your generic buttons here, which you can map to whatever you want in your sim. You have a neutral and a park, which again, they are just generic buttons, but for realism aspect, if you want to bind it to neutral and park, feel free to do so. You have your funky switch here, which will guide you through all the menus. This can go up, down, left, right, and can also be twisted to scroll through menus faster than clicking through one by one. You have your Xbox button in the corner also, which again can be changed to anything else you want. Now getting into the switches in the middle. Now these switches are super tactile. I'll see if I can give you guys a quick listen. It's a super awesome feeling when you're clicking through it, trying to get the traction control, ABS. I have mine mapped to traction control and ABS. It's a super nice feeling when you're clicking through, super assertive, nice and tactile, kind of hard to slip like multiple at once, so it's nice just to get one click exactly. And then you have 2 switches on either side here, which can only be bound, I think, to up and down, but again, super nice and tactile switches. Now, the third rotator at the bottom here, this unfortunately can't be remapped. This is kind of Fanatec's switch, and this is used for your clutch pedals or your paddles that are going to be used at the back. Now, you can map these to your bite point on a clutch, for example, on an F1 car. You can map these to analog axis. Cool feature that can also be done with these as well, if you put it to the last switch, is these can be used as accelerator or brake for anyone who's using accessibility features, struggle using pedals. You can just use your accelerator and brake straight from the wheel itself. So I think it's a nice touch for Fanatec to add something like that. And then in the middle, you have your LCD screen. Now this LCD screen can be changed to various of things in Fanalab, which is the software that you're going to be using with your Fanatec base. This can be changed from anything to RPMs, fuel counter, lap counter, current gear, position, anything like that. This LCD can be mapped to, and it can also be mapped to several things at once. So it can be your main thing, can be the RPM, but then every so often it can show you your lap or your fuel counter, anything like that can all be done through the Fanalab software. So like I mentioned to you guys earlier, it might be pretty hard to see on the camera, but there are faint little markings under each individual button or switch placement. And that's where I said where in the manual, you get those small little text labels. These text labels just go right underneath your buttons, so it can give you that sim and realistic feeling when you're holding the wheel. Flipping it over to the magnetic shifters, these shifters are awesome. The feeling that they give when you're hitting the next gear, it's very, very satisfying. They are magnetic, so you get that feeling that once you press, it's already going to go back to its position. It's very stiff, but very assertive. It's not like you can slip and miss a gear or anything like that. It's a really, really nice shifter. And see if I can give you a little sound again. Now on the back where this cover is, this is where your quick release adapter is going to go. So Fanatec sell two different release adapters. You get the plastic one or you get the metallic one. Now the plastic one is obviously cheaper by quite a substantial amount if you ask me, but the finish on it is obviously questionable, whereas the metallic is a lot nicer. It's a lot easier to put onto your base. You just kind of push a clip and then put it over your base. Whereas with the plastic one, I'll show you guys now, you kind of have to twist it and be quite assertive with it. And at some points you feel like you're going to break the base or you're going to break the wheel, but it is the cheaper option. So if you're looking to save a few pennies because you spent it all on your sim gear, I'd recommend the plastic one. Now, as you can already guess, this wheel is officially licensed by McLaren themselves, by the branding, if that didn't give it away, or the big old McLaren badge written across the wheel. So for that sim feeling, it really, really delivers a really good experience when you're using the wheel. The quality and the finish of everything, I think for the price point that it's in, this is Fanatec's cheapest open wheel rim that they have. The experience it delivers is second to none. Now, it may not be like some of the F1 wheels with 4 other rotaries and ABS and all this kind of stuff on the wheel. It's a bit more simplified and a bit more stripped back. But again, the experience it delivers, the quality of the finish of the things on the wheel itself are really, really nice. As a closing statement, I think this is a really awesome rim for anyone looking to get their GT3, Formula fix, anything like that. This rim itself is a really good option. Being the cheapest open wheel rim that you can find on Fanatec's website, it doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't deliver a cheap experience or nothing like that. I don't see why it can't contend with the Formula rims or anything like that. Maybe you're missing a few rotary encoders or something like that on the side to make it more like an F1 wheel. But hey, it still works great on F1, ACC, anything like that. I'm having a superb experience still. If you did enjoy today's video, I would appreciate if you drop a like on the video. Links to all of my social medias and my Twitch stream are going to be linked below. If you do want to check those out, feel free to do so. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, ring the bell notification icon, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Peace.